All right, it's Patrick Yohon from GRC.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Not too much.
Why don't you tell people a little bit about your company and what you guys do?
I was an over-road truck driver for a few years, and a buddy of mine said, "Hey, on your 34-hour break," I said, "Well, I started doing tying flies in my semi as a hobby, and then I started making more flies, different color flies, and now it's just." It's so big now. I do 100% of my tying. I do 100%. It's my wife. My wife helps me out when she can. She's a full-time nurse, and it's just we're in Canada. We're in New York. We're going into Michigan. Tangle tackle. I had some stuff in tangle tackle. Captain Chuck's reached out to me, last week, and I sent some paperwork to them. We're in Triple S as a distributor, and the distributor, it's just got big.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like 101 or 102 different color meat rigs.
Wow.
Different ones. And when I first started, I was buying my heads from John King in Michigan, and he just was raping the pricing on his heads. So I decided to go and build my own, get my own mold. And now the guys love them.
Yeah.
They just roll, come right out of the package, they roll. We came out with I hand airbrush these. I use a bead with I was using a toothpick before. Now I'm using a bead peg, and I put a bead peg down below with a bead. So now the head goes out. You can adjust the head and the meat to wherever you need to be.
Let's take a look. Yeah, that's gorgeous. You call this is the Frostbite cut bait rig, and you were telling me yesterday this is like one of your most popular.
This most popular rig last year. I could not keep it in stock in the stores. I know a few guys over in Michigan ran it. I think Dark Blue Charters, and he ran some other ones that I didn't bring. But the Cow Glow Squid rig was probably his best producer and catching his fish. But it's the time, it's the color, it's how the fish react to everything.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many different pro staff will run anything different. You know what I mean? They'll run what they want to run, and it's I have Ron Miner from Quick Draw Sports Fishing. He just runs what he wants to run. He's like, oh, this ain't gonna work. He puts it out, and it outperforms. It just I have another guy too. He runs artificial herring. We just started artificial herring last year, the end of the season, and he was running regular cut bait, and he was running this, and he was running this on a 400 copper, and it was just getting trashed.
Yep.
And it has scented herring oil, and there's no metal in it, so you don't have to tune it.
Okay.
So
let's see that. So yeah, this is just basically a soft bait then that you're putting your meat head.
Yes.
GRC artificial herring UV glow. Tell me about the glow.
The glow is mixed into the unit, and it actually looks UV and under the UV light, and then when it goes in the dark, it glows.
Yeah. Looks like you got GRC right in your mold. That's pretty cool.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. It's a nice looking bait. What else you got with you?
This here I've been doing for a while, for a while, but we have our own Laker bell with an E-chip built into it, and it's aluminum. It's not stainless steel or anything like that, so you can actually tune it, and it's lighter. It's light now. It's not the heavy ones I used to make, and guys run this too. So it's all custom built by me.
Yeah. Well, this one's apple pucker glow Laker bell, and you got green, some silver, some black dots in there. King salmon love black dots.
Yep.
Yeah. And you said that it's got an E-chip in it. Tell me about that.
So the E-chip is actually, it gives little micro pulses out. There's a ball in there, and it hits the porcelain, and inside, and it's water activated. So what it does is it acts like a wounded bait fish, but it gives it little micro pulses, and it hits the nervous system of like the fish, and they go crazy over it because it's like a wounded bait fish, and it just it brings them to the unit. It's like a spin doctor, no, a Pro Troll flasher, and the Pro Troll flasher has an E-chip in it. When it rotates, that ball hits it, and it gives it a little micro pulse. That's why if you look at anything that you see, like in tournaments or LOC derby or any kind, you see it on the flasher, like a Pro Troll flasher or a Pro Troll E-chip or a fly, or this year or last year I had a guy run an E-chip BAM, and he caught the LOC derby, plus he also won the biggest fish caught in the Lots of Dirt tournament. And he came to my house personally and bought 24 freaking BAM flies from me.
Yeah.
With the E-chip.
What else do you got other things that have the E-chip in it other than a cowbell?
I have 4-inch flies and 6-inch flies in the E-chip.
Okay.
I can't put it in the head because Pro Troll has a head that has an E-chip in it.
Okay.
And I went around and around last year with my salesman, and he was arguing with me about I was putting it in there, and I was not putting it in there. So.
Gotcha. Well, tell me about some of your more you brought these, but what are some of your more popular colors on Lake Ontario?
Greens.
Yeah.
Greens, blues, blacks. It depends on what the color of the water is. So I mean, our water is a little bit cloudier than Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan's more clear. I don't know why, but that's because we have the Niagara River, and we have the Seaway, the St. Lawrence Seaway. We have the Welland Canal. You got all the creeks coming out from all the mud water, and like I say, I don't know. I haven't been to Lake Michigan at all, but.
Well, you're kind of working with Chris Engels up on Lake Michigan. Tell me about how you guys got together.
I reached out to Chris a while ago, and he's really, he'll run my product and stuff like that, but he does run it, and he does give me feedback. He does do the tangle tackle. He does do the feedback on that, but personally, he doesn't really. He's not my pro staff.
Sure.
I would like to have him, but he's with a bunch of different ones.
Yeah. Do you work with anybody else over on some of those other waters?
Ryan runs my stuff.
Okay.
Real Hero Charters or something like that. Him. Gabe from the one that runs the Salmon Derby there. He runs it.
Yeah.
Scott does. Scott does. There's some other guys over there too, but I don't know. I got probably half a dozen guys around there.
Tell me about where you fish out of, Patrick.
I fish out of Oak Orchard.
Okay.
Sandy Creek is where I used to, but now I run out of Oak Orchard.
What do you like about fishing out of that area?
You get the water quicker, deeper water quicker than going from like Rochester or Sandy Creek, because it's like a 12-mile run or more, depending on where you want to fish. And you know, you go for water temperature and you know, I think from Sandy Creek to 600 feet of water is like 22 miles, or 12 to 22 miles, and that's a long.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get out there, it's like it's another country. So,
right. Literally.
Yeah, it is. It is. You can barely see a shoreline.
Right. Right.
Or if something's going on in Canada, you'll hear Canada, Prescott 1 or Prescott 2 out of Canada. I'm like, wow, I'm that close to Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
tell me about when you're running your own stuff out of your boat out there out of Oak Orchard. Tell me about your testing and what you're doing out there.
I do a lot of testing and speeds and different lengths up from the downrigger and how fast it rolls and how I can slow it down. The 13-inch paddle, I run around 225, 2.4. But I also have it, 15 to 20 feet behind the ball, so it has a bigger whip.
Sure.
But my leaders on the meat rigs are 72. So I have that little bit of, with that big 13-inch flasher, you got a bigger span, so you got a longer lead for your roll.
Yeah. So what have you seen there when you mess around with leader lengths? What would you kind of recommend to people?
It's your preference of how you want to run it. If you want to run it slower, you make a longer leader. If you want to run a smaller paddle, you bring it in a little bit, or you bring it closer to the ball, so it's not so far back.
What have you seen for yourself? Like, what's the most successful way for you to run them?
I run all 72.
72.
Yep. With the 13-inch paddle.
The 13-inch paddle. You like that combination?
Yep.
Tell me about your cowbells. You were fishing those.
These here, you want to run slow, but I also run peanut flies behind it with a spinning glow. So,
are you bouncing bottom there, or what are you doing?
Sometimes you can bounce bottom, but I like to leave my ball up about 5 feet and let it sink and let it just hit the bottom and drag. And these don't bend like the other ones. They'll just buckle.
Yeah. How long a lead are you running there on those?
About 2 foot.
2 foot.
Yeah.
That's getting you your spin that you want to get.
Yes.
People want to find out more. They want to get a hold of you. How do they do it?
www.grctrollingflies.com.
Okay. Are you in like some retailers or?
Yes, I'm in Canada. We're in Natural Sports, Angling Outfitters, Gagnon. In New York, we're in Boat Doctors, Mitchell's, Rochester, Route 18, Tackle, Sonny's, Fat Nancy's, All Seasons.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the whole area of stores on this side.
Gotcha. What do you got coming down the pipe? You working on anything new?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. There might be something eventually, but I haven't worked in it yet.
Yeah. And what trends are you seeing when you're starting to think about maybe what you go? What do you think is kind of hot this time of year? What's going on that you're thinking of? Hey, this is something that maybe we want to get into.
Well, if my wife doesn't kill me, I would like to do some other things.
Yeah.
I would like to make a smaller cut bait head. But that might be down the road. Like, I know a few people, they like the Rye Davis heads, and there's not a lot of Rye Davis heads out, that size, market out there. But, Time can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely hearing that from people. When we had Nick on here just a little while ago, he was talking about the same thing. You know, people are looking for a little bit smaller body to put on in those heads. And, you know, it's just something that, you know, as people get out and start using more meat heads, it's one of those things that I think a lot of people are afraid of. It's easy to put a spoon on, and they see that and they think that's a little more complicated.
Right.
Is there an easy way to use them that you think that makes it more simple, that maybe somebody who hasn't thought about using meatheads might want to think about?
Well, if they're used to doing just a spoon and not getting into the meat, I'm going to tell you that when I first started getting into meat, I was like, this ain't going to work and it's not going to, you know. But if you talk to like the, you know, bigger captains and stuff like that, they'll run a meat, just a plain meat head, 8 to 10 feet back behind the flasher, and that's all it is just a head, and it's just spinning. There's no teaser, there's no nothing. It's just sitting there, just like a regular fish in the water. Like it's, I don't even know how to explain how it even looks like, but the ones with the teasers are like flasher, like it has a flash, so they get attracted to it. And sometimes they will run and they'll run right into that teaser and bite that teaser, and then you got 2 teasers left and you got no hook, no nothing, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
They do that. This last year we'd run 500 copper and we could bring it back, and just 2 teasers, there's no head, there's no nothing, it just bit right in half.
Wow.
And that happened a bunch of times, but I think it's the cohos that do it, because they're going after the flash instead of the actual meat rig.
Yeah. I blame everything on co-hosts.
No, not everything, not everything. But you know, like I can't explain how many times we'd get a fish and the thing would roll around the whole entire fish, and then you're trying to reel it in and you can't even budge the fish and it's coming in sideways. You know, it happened a bunch of times. It's like, wow, the freaking pole's gonna break because you don't have no lever, you have no gain. We caught a fish one time, it tail hooked it. Don't ask me how.
Yeah.
But that's even funner.
Yeah, it's a tough bugger to bring in.
Yeah. Come back, reel in.
Good time.
Watch it go across all your downrigger lines, your leader, your planer board lines. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And then you come back, you got a big pile of mess.
Gives you something to do for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, right. You just cut and redo.
All right. Patrick, appreciate you coming on, and it's fun talking to you. And again, GRC Trolling Flies, if people want to find out more about them, you can go there and learn more about what Patrick's got going on. And